Facebook. Everyone on YouTube, everyone on Instagram, and
Of course, it's not doing anything.
still
What a
waiting on
surprise.
Facebook here.
There we go.
Oh, hang on. We got to see what problem we have here. Okay, hang on a sec.
No, we're good.
Nope, we are not.
That's not doing anything.
Hold on a second, folks.
Yep. Nope.
Hang on. This is the problem.
Now you just got to edit your stream.
It
Got
completely bombed out in Facebook. So give me a second here. Give me 1 second. Hang on. Hang on. We're coming right back on Facebook. Just takes me a second. I have no idea why it cut out. Just takes me a second. Almost there. Almost there. Just need to make sure you guys can rewind if you want to. Advanced settings. There we go. All right, hold on. Hang on. Sorry, everyone. Oh, no. Come back here. Oh, my God. Just when you think you're doing everything so smoothly. Okay.
All right, kill the stream.
No. It's just going to take a second.
Oh, apparently Pope Francis is dying. That's new.
And there we go. All right. Hey, everyone on Facebook. Sorry, YouTube. Sorry, Instagram. My apologies. Facebook decided to fail. I mean, they're only $100 billion company, $100+ billion.
Dude, like.
Yeah. So it'd be weird
billion.
for any of their shit to work. So this is going to be a little bit longer than normal, and this is going to be kind of a fun one.
Banter.
Hey, everyone on YouTube. I can't really see who
I'm
that
assuming
is.
that's Liz based on the name. I can't read that far.
Yeah, I can't read that far either. We're trying to read these little teeny tiny letters, 10 feet away. So I apologize. Thanks you guys on YouTube for joining, and thanks you guys on Facebook and Instagram for joining. So last night we were driving back from the Altima 600, which by the way was just awesome. It was
hilarious fun.
It was everything that you would expect 78 Altima, 76 Altimas to do. It was literally everything you expected and more.
Mm-hmm.
The traffic jam on the back straight with like 9, 8, 12 cars.
Yeah,
it was unbelievable. It was a ton of fun. No one got hurt, which is great.
Surprising, given that at one point there were 12 cars stranded on the track.
Yeah, just sitting on the track.
Yeah.
Unbelievable that no one got hurt. There were a lot of Altimas hurt.
Yeah,
there were a lot.
There were a lot of people who brought their dailies, and their dailies are no longer.
Yeah, we saw one guy at Marketplace already trying to get rid of his car. He's like, "No, my car's for sale, stupid cheap. I don't want to haul it back."
Yeah.
We found a bunch of videos and stuff from other people who have raced in it it's just hysterical. Everyone had a great time.
Mm-hmm.
The grandstands were awesome. Everyone was cheering. It was
packed. Like, it was probably sold out.
If it wasn't sold out, I would be surprised. But it was very, very full. We barely found a seat like at the end of the grandstands, a couple rows up. It was really cool. The lines for merch and for food and drink and stuff were long all night long. So the other races were a ton of fun too. Watching the Danger Ranger 9000, that was great. And then
caught a little bit of the Pro Truck race. The very
we saw the end of the Pro Truck. We got there because we parked in like Sarasota. We parked way out, but that actually worked out, and it was a really fun night. It was so cool to see everyone having a great time. I don't think there was an untouched car. I think everyone got something, a door,
Yeah.
a rub,
Yeah.
rear view mirror,
Yeah,
something,
something.
something got on
Every
every
single
single
one, yeah.
car. Yeah. And the other cool part, and huge props to the Freedom Factory staff. Those guys, first off, moving all those
Phenomenal.
cars out of the way, trying to keep the track and the race safe. Those guys kicked ass. They were really great. And then getting out of there. I mean,
Quick,
there were
easy.
thousands of cars there, and it was maybe 5 minutes for us
Yeah.
to go from the truck to the exit, and then we just took off.
Mhm.
It was very simple, very easy. Everyone followed the zipper theory, and it worked great.
Yeah, worked perfect.
So yeah, the Freedom Factory is awesome place to check stuff out. Is it a huge 7 mile oval? No, it's not. It's 3/8 of a mile, and it's a ton of fun. And they live stream from there. So if you can't actually be there, you can catch the live
Freedom
stream.
Plus.
Yeah, Freedom Plus, FDRM Plus
Mhm.
is the channel, and Garrett and his whole crew, they've done an amazing job. It's a ton of fun.
Mhm.
If you're looking for fun and just without being dumb, it's a lot. It's a lot of fun there. So
Yeah.
Freedom Factory events, highly recommended. Ultima 600 was amazing. So we grabbed some dinner at, where did we go? Oh, we went to Glory Days, and
Yep, what it is.
kind of dead,
Yeah.
but it was really good food. And then on the drive back, we started talking about Ferraris, and like, you can only pick 3 Ferraris. Which do you want? And then we started talking about Bert talked about his favorite, the Testarossa.
Yeah.
And he said, even with the pop-ups, it's sexy as hell. And I was like, you know what?
Which-
You're right.
And it's opposite for a car like the F40. It looks
Right.
horrible with the
The
pop-ups. though.
F40 does not look good with the
Yeah,
pop-ups.
Nah,
So, but an F40 is, an iconic vehicle.
F40.
So we got on this discussion. What cars still look great
Oh crap! I forgot that.
with the pop-ups? And we went through, and we started on the list last night, and then today we were clear coating the front fascia and rear fascia on Bert's car, and we continued our list and our discussion on what works. And we were checking Google images to make sure that we weren't missing something, or if we thought something looked good, but in reality it was
Not.
not good at all. That happened a couple of times.
Yes.
We were like, oh no, this car's going to look great. This car's going to look great. And then we look up a picture of it, and we're like, oh, I'm an idiot. It doesn't
Yep.
look good at all. So this is a very difficult thing, because most modern cars, you'll have the headlights integrated into the grille or part of the bodywork or whatever. And so pop-ups are kind of a fun thing. They're very, 60s, 70s, 80s, sort of 90s, I guess.
Yeah.
Thing.
Early 2000s.
Yeah, it's hard to find on a modern car. It's more weight
Thanks,
because it's
Netza.
more mechanical, and yeah, they're more expensive, so they don't really add them. So,
Well, it's a safety thing. It's the 5-mile-an-hour collision
oh yeah,
because
yeah,
you can
that too.
impale someone apparently.
I don't know how you pale someone with a 5x7 rectangular light.
Who
but
knows?
Okay. So we started on the list last night, and then we worked on it today. By the way, Berg's front and rear fascia look great.
Solid.
Yeah, back to black.
Mhm. Not white.
So we're going to give you guys the list that we worked on. What we need is for you guys to help us add to that
Thoughts.
list. So we need you guys to, critique the holy shit out of ours, and thumbs up or thumbs down any of the cars on the list. And then we need you guys to help us, because we definitely don't have a concise list of all cars ever made.
Mhm.
So definitely throw some ideas out there. Now we have 3 different categories, and one of them is a throwaway category, which does not work, does not help the design of the car. It actually hurts the design of the car. That one is a throwaway category. The next one we have is the coin toss, and this is going to be a lot of personal preference and a lot of maybes depending on the color of the car.
Because we disagree on a few of them too.
Yeah, there's a few of them that we were like, Berg likes it, I don't. He doesn't like it, I do. And it's one of those, you have a coin toss. So it's going to be,
Mhm.
sometimes it's a trim package or a color. Like in purple, this one works really good. Or in yellow, this one works really good.
Yeah.
But in black, it's a bomb out. So that's the coin toss is the one category. And then you have the positive category, because we're trying to stay positive here with all this. So pop-ups work, and they work with the design of the car, not necessarily the performance or the sticker price or anything else.
Mhm.
This is strictly on the design of the car. When the pop-ups, when the headlights go up, the car is still beautiful, sexy, awesome, fun, whatever. When the headlights go down, it's the same thing. So that's the criteria for this. So if you guys have input, please tell us,
Yeah.
and absolutely critique our list as much as you'd like. Critique it all you want. So start up at the top, and we have examples for you guys on the laptop. So at the top of the list, the first one we came up with, because it was the first one in the discussion, was the Testarossa. The Ferrari Testarossa, it looks sexy from every angle.
Mhm.
You turn the headlights on, it
It
still looks
It
sexy
almost looks
from,
better because you compare it to the 512 that came after when they did the fixed headlights,
yeah.
and the car is ugly.
Yes.
And Testarossa is just,
So they got it
I mean, it's
right.
peak redhead.
Yeah, they got it right on the
Mhm.
Testarossa. And the other thing is they're not straight. They're actually
Angled,
sort
but
of they have a little bit of a bevel to them.
Mhm.
So when they go up, they have kind of their own design feature that's very specific to the Testarossa. So that's why the Testarossa works. There's also, and one thing that I really think helps the Testarossa is there's 4 lenses. So you have, it doesn't look like a face.
Mhm.
So you have a lot of cars like the next one on the list we'll talk about. It definitely looks like a face. This one you
Yeah.
have separate low beams, separate high beams. So it doesn't look like the car's trying to be, angry or frowning at you or anything like that. It just has those separate, and I think that really helps with the design.
Yeah.
And the Testarossa looks great from any angle. Beautiful design outside. You throw the headlights up, it's still a beautiful design all the way around.
And it's just something it's 80s, but it's like it still works.
Mhm.
Because some cars, you put the pop-ups up and the car looks 30, 40 years old. Whereas Testarossa, you put the pop-ups up
It still
and
looks
it's
great
party
today.
time.
Yeah. And so here's the next one on the list is the Mazda Miata, the NAs. The first gen Mazda Miatas could not have been a happier car. And you want to make the car like come to life, you want to animate it, put the
Right.
headlights up. You have an animated car.
Yeah.
It is smiling at you, the lower grill in the front, little smiley face on it, bright big 7-inch halogens on the pop-ups. It's a happy car. It's happy with the headlights down. You're having a great time with it. Put the headlights up. It's like, hey, I'm awake. I'm happy. So
Yeah.
that's another one where the design still works. And even if you run it during the day, that's the same thing with the Testarossa. You run it during the day with the headlights popped up, fine.
Mhm.
It's fine. It still looks great. Miata looks fun. Miata is always,
Miata is just always the answer.
yeah, it's always fun. It's
Yeah.
fun at the track. It's fun at the street. Take it
It's
to the
fun as a
beach.
daily.
Let's go to the restaurant and put the top down. It's a fun car. So yeah, you've driven my Miata a bunch. So
A lot.
and yeah, so you'll go with that. That it's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. And I think also it's the epitome of fun, and the headlights, you can't dislike pop-ups. They're hilarious fun.
They are.
Like, and you can program them to go,
Oh, yeah,
halfway up
Miata
or
stuff.
on off,
With the Miata,
it just makes it.
if you hit the manual button up and down like a whole bunch of times, the headlights will go up and then they'll come off sync and
Mhm.
they'll do the paddle or the winking, which is actually very, very fun. So little kids see the Miata, you just do the button really quick and then all of a sudden it goes out of sync and they love that.
Yeah.
The next one on the list is one you came up with,
Yeah.
and I immediately said yes.
Well, it's a timeless car that, for whatever reason, people still hate on. BMW 8 Series.
Yeah.
It's just a beautiful car, the E31 chassis. And then you would think, because it's, such a great streamlined front end and everything, you don't even realize the car has pop-ups because, well, you never see them. And
True.
no one ever drives them at night because one bank of 6 cylinders breaks. You're
Yeah, you
kinda
don't want to do
screwed.
that.
But you put the pop-ups up and it's beautiful car. They only come up a little click, but that's all you need.
And that theory got proven in Prince's video, "You Sexy MFer," with the
Yeah.
very beginning of the video. If you go watch, hop on YouTube or whatever, and go watch the long form video of Prince's "You Sexy MFer." I can't say it obviously as much as I want to because I like Prince. Watch the very beginning of that video. He and his crew pull into the warehouse jam space in their vehicles, and one of his guys has a DSM Eclipse, and we're gonna forgive that because they didn't know any better. But Prince pulls up in his yellow 850i, and the headlights are on, and there's kind of a fog machine or whatever. And he gets out of the car, and he's got the gun microphone thing,
Mhm.
and the whole video is just sexy as hell. But that car starts off
I mean,
the sexy, yeah.
yeah. That's
And
just
that's just, to me, that's where it works, because if
it's perfect.
if you can have the headlights up and still be sexy as
Mhm.
hell, that's a win. So that's why when you were talking about it, the design works perfect down, works perfect up. The first thing I thought of was Prince's music video, where it does work really, really well. And
Yeah.
then an easy one for both of us to agree on.
Well, specific version of this one car.
Correct. Now, this is where it gets kind of, we start sort of nitpicking and going with specific years and trim types and stuff. But the Lamborghini Countach, one of the absolute sexiest
All
cars
time.
ever built, timeless design, iconic, whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
Absolutely beautiful car. Not very much fun to drive, but it looks beautiful. Yes, pop-ups work, but you have to have the rear wing. You must have the rear wing. The first a couple of generations, cars again still
Periscope
very,
car.
yeah, they're very
No,
sexy,
pop-ups, yeah.
but the pop-ups don't work if you don't have the balance of the rear wing.
Mhm.
The rear wing is the balance for that to make up for those
Yeah.
pop-ups. And otherwise, on the early versions, it does look like just a block of cheese popped up from the hood, and it's like that. You
Because
screw
you
up
want
the whole angle when you pop up the headlights. You then have to go up and down and over. Whereas when you have the wing, you can go up and go up again.
one with the early cars too, you want where the blinkers are and the fog lights to be the headlights. And that's not the case. You have
Yeah, they
full on units.
they hide it. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
and that's the other thing. It's kind of a surprise
Mhm.
because you're not expecting it out of the Countach. You're like, well, it obviously doesn't have headlights, and then you hit the switch, and the headlights
Popped
pop
right up.
and you're like, hey, that's pretty cool, because you're just expecting the little driving lights.
Mhm.
They hide it pretty well. And this is one that you came up with. It wasn't even on my list, but you pulled it up, and this also has kind of some criteria with it. But
all right. So the pre-Peter Stevens cars, the early Lotus Esprits, beautiful with the pop-ups up. Peter Stevens cars, so the S4 and up.
the James Bond version,
No, that's pre Peter Stevens is James Bond.
yeah,
Yeah, the James
Yeah,
Bond
sorry.
cars look better. I think it kind of works on the later, like the V8 cars, kind of
Right.
not.
but the early
The
ones,
early
absolutely.
wedge, perfect.
But that's where it gets kind of confusing, because on the early Countachs without the rear wing, it doesn't
Looks
work.
bad.
But on the Lotus Esprits early versions, it does work, and
It's
that's
just funky.
where
Yeah.
it's kind of,
Because the design is so angular and wedgy,
Yeah.
whereas the later, which I think look a lot better, the later cars, they're very curvy, so it almost protrudes negatively.
the
But-
headlights take away from the design versus
Yeah.
adding to
and
it.
I have a feeling we're going to get hate for that take.
That's okay.
But-
That's okay. I think we can back it up with pictures,
Yeah, I mean,
and hopefully there's other people that are going to be like,
because
hey,
it looks so
this is
much better
great.
with them down.
It does look fantastic down, but it doesn't detract it when it goes up.
Yeah.
It doesn't detract from
Yeah,
the
exactly.
beauty of the car,
That
the beauty
doesn't
of the
take
design.
away.
No, it's okay. And again,
Whereas
same
that
thing.
does.
Same thing. Like, I don't know. It's hard because you don't want to interrupt the design of the car. Like on the Countach, it's a brutal interruption, but you have that rear wing.
hmm
And then on the Esprit, you have
Part
that
two.
brutal interruption, but it still works.
Yeah.
And that's just a testament to the overall design of the car.
Yeah, it's a beautiful car.
What was the next one? Oh, this is another one you came up with.
Oh yeah,
Just going through the list.
yeah. Lancia Stratos. It's just beautiful car. I mean,
Awesome history on the car.
epic car. Yeah.
I,
And then the pop-ups just work because they're just cool.
the pop-ups work on that because of the history of the car.
Well, yeah.
And that's the cool part. It was a huge rally car. So with rally cars, you wanted to, have, if you guys remember, like Group B and Group C rally,
Mhm.
they just had lights all the way across the front of the car, and these were all just massive. In the 60s, 70s, 80s, these are just as bright as you could get. There was like
Right.
no legal, ramification or anything for putting like 4 suns on the front of your car, and you guys did that. So when you have this Stratos and it has the lights pop up, you're like, yeah, it's rally ready. It can, go off roading at night. Then you
Mhm.
put 4 like huge, they were CB, but I don't know the model names.
Mhm.
Just these 4 huge little miniature suns on the front of the car. It totally
And the
adds to it.
2 other fogs below.
Yeah, the yellow
Mhm.
fog guys. Yeah, and sometimes they did the 4 in yellow
Yeah.
too. But that car, the Stratos, when you pop those headlights up, it means you're going rallying. It doesn't mean you've interrupted the
Yeah.
design or hurt anything like that. You're sending
It's a
a
heritage
message.
piece.
Yeah, you're sending a message to everyone. Hey, I'm going to take this thing off the road and go chase down Michelle Mouton and try and win something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
that's all that says. And
good luck on that second part.
yeah,
Yeah.
not me. It's going to have to be someone else.
Yeah.
Good luck to anyone else out there.
Not named Walter
Although-
Roll.
Yeah, okay. If Walter Roll's watching this, I don't need to wish you good luck. If Hans Stuck is watching this, I don't need to wish you good luck. Yeah.
All right. So
Justin Bell, good luck. Yeah.
next
Tanner
one, you
Faust,
came
good
up with
luck.
this one.
Which
And
one
this
was
is specific. It's early.
this one is super specific. I think it's maybe just first 2 years of it.
Well,
It might even-
the later ones are still good, but they don't have the full.
The ones that came into my head were like the first 2 years because I remember when this-
78, 79, 80.
And actually, I went to the factory. I went to Zuffenhausen where these were being made alongside the
Porsche 928.
the 930 turbos. Yeah, this is the Porsche 928, and I love the 928 because it was different than I'm a rebellious teen. My dad had a 911 SC,
Transaxle.
and so I'm like, well, I don't want rear engine, rear drive. I don't want that. I'm a rebellious teen. And Porsche comes out with the 928. I'm like, yeah, V8. I'm like, oh, it's about that big. Oh, damn it. But
It was a 5-liter.
yeah, front engine, rear drive. I'm like, yeah, this is my Porsche. This is for cool guys, like American Muscle. Yeah. No. So Land Sharks never really kind of took off. Didn't I watch a race with it was like James Hunt and Nicky Lauda and someone else, and they were in like F1 car in a Porsche 928, and then
Mhm.
like I don't know, Ford Mondeo or something, and they were
Yeah.
they gave like a half a lap
Mhm.
lead to the commuter car, and then another like quarter lap lead to the 928, which at the time is the fastest production car in the world. And then, yeah, that was another thing I hung over my dad's head. Was like, oh, you think your 911's fast? 928, fastest production
Faster.
car in the world. And my dad was like, bah, nah, it's bullshit.
Well, and Clarkson had the he made the thing about 928 GTS, like the later car, when he was his dad was dying or whatever, and he had to go.
Yes,
And it sat happily at 175 miles an hour.
because he was
Just-
hauling ass to the hospital or
Mhm.
whatever. Yeah, I remember that story.
So cool cars, but the cool thing is, it's like the headlight is like an egg, and
Yeah,
it
it's
pops up, and
It's
like
like
fixed.
it's like an eye with like an optic
Yeah.
nerve. I don't know, kind of like a searchlight or
Yeah,
like cartoon snail eyes. That it was literally just the housing for the light and a
Mhm.
little stalk on it that was
and
mostly
it
hidden.
shot up.
And yeah, it folded right up. So it was kind of like a spotlight, like 2 little spotlights that pop up from your hood. And again, with the design of the 928, I think the early ones, I think it works really well because it doesn't detract. It adds sort of an interesting design feature and
Pizzazz.
something you didn't see. Normally, you see these blocks of cheese pop up, and this was literally just the light itself, and
Mhm.
then back down.
And
the
it
light
also
remained
made-
exposed.
Well, yeah, and it made it so that when you put the light back down, I mean, 928's a timeless design. Looks
Yeah,
good.
and then it's still
All
smooth
generations.
across. Yeah. So yeah, this one we went back and forth on, but it was also kind of hard because we were considering other models from Aston Martin, but
Yeah.
Did you say it?
Hold on.
Oh,
Lagonda.
yeah. The
The one
Aston,
in Series 1, Series 2 Lagonda.
yeah, the first two series of Lagondas with the pop-up. Now the Aston Martin Lagonda, if you guys know this car, it was designed with a ruler. It's
hilarious.
what, 24 feet long or something. It's a
Yeah.
huge car. It had at the time crazy technology in it, and it was literally a flagship for Aston Martin. This is one of the heights of the Aston Martin production, and they were all very expensive. They're still very expensive now because they're impossible to find parts for. And but people still love them. They think they're great. Again, this is a super wedge that has a little block
Yeah.
that pops up, but
it works because the car itself is so just funky and so like 70s, 80s that it's pop-ups are that era. So
I also
it works.
think you have enough car that you
Yeah.
pop up a little headlight.
Yeah,
You
it's
don't even
like-
notice it because the rest of the
negligent.
design is so beautiful
Yeah.
and so sleek. You're like, I don't really care that the headlights pop up.
Yeah, it's pretty negligent.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't negligible. Not
Yeah.
negligent is something
Oh,
different.
yeah.
That's what Ford did with the Explorers and the Firestone tires. Anyway, this is one that I came up with, and just because we were dealing with a lot of modern cars, modern era cars.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, let's see, can we go further back? How much further back? And there are a lot of cars with hideaway headlights, like the Camaros, and my Cougar, my 70 Mercury Cougar had hideaway headlights that were either electric or vacuum operated, and it was just a shield that came down and blocked the headlights. So those didn't count. These ones actually, what we're looking for are pop-ups. And this one came up, and it was immediate for me. I think Berg is kind of into it.
Yeah.
The Daytona Superbird.
Dodge Daytona, Plymouth Superbird.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
To be more specific. But this
71.
This one also falls under
69,
that.
70, 71.
There's so much car, and there's so much other crazy stuff on the car. The gigantic wing, the huge body, that pop-ups just work on it because you have so much other stuff going on. And rarely that's the other thing, rarely do those pop up. People don't usually put those headlights up on Daytonas.
Yeah.
So you rarely see it, but it still works when they do put them up. So
yeah,
this is the next one is one I came up with, and the very first picture that Berg came up with was fantastic. It was a Photoshop.
It's a meme, yeah.
Yeah, it's a meme, and it's like, so you like headlights?
We added headlights to your headlights.
Yeah, it was exhibit. It was, Pimp My Ride. Heard you like headlights. We added headlights.
It's such a weird car. I still don't like them.
It's the Suzetta V16-T, and it's because it's
trivia question. What does the T stand for?
It is not turbo.
Oh, and it is not transaxle.
It's what?
Not transaxle.
I thought it was transaxle.
No.
Oh no, you're right. It's not transaxle. I know. Sorry. Sorry, you got me there. It does not stand for tires.
No.
It does not stand for thermostat.
No. Anyway, the vehicle is it's something.
But it's an independent designer. It's not one of the major, it's not a Ferrari, it's not a Lambo, it's not a Ford or a Chevy. It's not anything like that. So you have this independent designer, a niche designer, if you will, and they came up with a cool pop-up because there were 4 of them. There were 2 separate on each side, and they were 5x7 halogens. And because of the car and its design, the engine in the car, the transmission, everything else, how it all worked, that worked really well. I think the stacked headlight, it was like a staircase. So I think that worked really well with that car.
Because it actually, and I'm pretty sure the designer was the same team or something as the original Diablo, with the angled wheel and everything, the pre-Audi Diablos, because the front end's pretty similar, but it has Lamborghini Diablo front end to it, but with this crazy twist. And I mean, those headlights on that car look a lot better than a Diablo with headlights up.
Yes.
Because that's a funky looking car with headlights up.
Yeah. And this one, This one doesn't get it so much for it doesn't hurt the design at all,
Mhm.
as
It's just funky.
it's a bonus to an already crazy design.
Mhm.
The cars are crazy designed to begin with. It looks very odd from the back and from the sides, and then you look at it from the front, and you pop up those four headlights, and you're like, "Whoa!" So this is a I don't want to say shock value, but a design value
Mhm.
for these cars. The next one you picked, and I'm so
The next one's the
disappointed,
GOAT.
so disappointed in myself that I didn't list this in like the top three.
Yeah. So it's the best.
No, no, no.
The M505.
No, after this is that a
We did the Daytona.
no, we didn't.
Yes, we did. It's a Superbird.
No.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Whoops.
All right. Well, we'll skip one because I got one up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right.
We'll come back to it.
The M505 package, Porsche 911.
Yeah.
AKA the flat nose, slant nose.
Yep.
Flux power or whatever it's called. Just,
Well, and
ah,
here's the thing with that, it looks beautiful. Number one, it should have been done a long time before it was.
Yeah.
I love 911s. I think they look fantastic. They're all generations. So original S, SC, all of that. But it was something that everyone was crying out for. You need a smoother hood, you need pop-ups, and they finally delivered it. And then when they delivered it, this is the cool part. This is the fun part about Porsche. They're like, oh, so you want slant nose? Well, we heard you like slant nose, so we're going to give you 50 different versions of slant nose. Not only are you getting it in the 935, you're also going to get a whole bunch of stuff sent to Gambala and
yeah,
Koenig and
Kramer.
Kramer, and then we're going to do our own version and race the shit out of it. And so, yeah, you want slant nose? We're giving you slant nose.
Pretty much.
So yeah, they just overloaded everything with slant nose,
Everything possible.
which was really cool.
And it's, yes, the 911 design is timeless and everything, but for the G nose cars, slant nose is peak.
Yeah,
I think it looks better. 934 versus 935 next to each other, the big wide body cars.
See, and I'm a sucker
935
for
better.
two different 935s. The 935 K3s, obviously the full blast race cars, those are just absolutely bonkers cars. And then I don't know why, and I think it's just because of when I grew up and the TV shows I watched and the road and track magazines that my dad had, and I read all this stuff. The Gambala Avalanche in white.
Yeah.
I know it's ridiculous. It's convertible. It's half Testarossa, half Porsche,
Oh yeah, with the side
and
strakes.
all cocaine. But it's just, I love that. I just love the obnoxiousness of it.
Yeah.
It's it has the very traditional, very strict Porsche, and then you have this big sneeze, and then you have this obnoxious, the slant nose, the big fins on the side, the huge wing, the top folds. It's just all of that is just the obnoxiousness mixed with the strict Viva follows the rules Porsche. So yeah, those are my two from the 935 that I really, and any of the 935s are actually really great.
Yes.
And
All
then this one is one you picked out that because we got into other cars, I totally forgot about it.
Yes. Because it's just like the Testarossa in that, so the Ferrari 365 GTB4 Daytona, it looks almost better with the pop-ups up.
It is. It's like the same
it's
vein
funky.
as the Testarossa. You are not detracting in any way from the design with the headlights up. So those are tough criteria to meet. That's Testarossa, Miata.
Yes.
The Daytona. That's pretty rarefied air for pop-ups. Something that is naturally going to detract from the design. But on the Daytonas, it works. It works
so
really,
good.
really well.
I mean, that's just a timeless design.
Yeah, I have no complaints on that. And the car's not huge. It's not it's not massively fast or anything like that. It was
Just
one of
sounds
those.
good.
Yeah, the design was dead on. And was that a Pininfarina?
I believe so. Yeah.
Maybe.
Uh,
Anyway, it's absolutely beautiful. And then the last one on the pop-ups work list is, and this was an obscure one that Bird came up with, just
Oh,
because I wasn't
yes.
even thinking of this.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's on the bottom
Yeah,
there.
yeah, I see it.
I'm not even thinking. I know the car well. It wasn't. It for some reason wasn't in my head.
Opel GT,
Yeah, the what
the mini Corvette.
74, the little mini vet.
The mini vet.
This goes to the same lines as the 928.
Yeah.
Just the little eyes pop up,
Yep.
and then the eyes pop down, and they're uncovered up top. And on
They're
that
just cool.
car, it's cool. It works. Um, it definitely wasn't an afterthought. On a lot of cars, you see pop-ups, and it's a complete afterthought. They're like, "Oh
Yeah.
shit, we forgot headlights," and they just throw in a block of cheese. But on this car, it was
Ferrari
actually
355.
it was designed like that. It was, um, hey, we want the headlights to come up out of the, right by the front fenders, right at the end of the front fenders, the
Yeah.
front of the front fenders, and we just want the headlight. We don't want a whole bunch of other crap.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's why I think it works. So that's our list of pop-ups works so
Which
far.
is surprisingly, given there's probably 80 to 100 cars that have pop-ups, 10-ish%.
Yeah,
That
2,
that
4,
work.
6, 8,
That's not the
10,
best.
12. So yeah, your
Um,
manufacturers are batting about just under 200,
yeah.
or sorry, just under 100. So
Yeah.
you might want to get on that.
Yeah.
If you want to. Now here's our coin toss list, and these are, again, like we talked about, these are kind of 50-50. You might like it, but your buddy might not. You might not like it, but your buddy does. And there's probably going to be a lot of these. This is going to be our list was really quick. What's the first one on the list? You can.
Car I regret selling. 4th gen Trans Am WS6. Just timeless car with the headlights down, but also it doesn't take away putting them up. Granted, aerodynamically, yeah, it's a brick, but
It was a brick to begin with. Yeah.
well, yeah, and you have all those vents, so drag.
To me,
But
it doesn't work on the Trans Am. Even going back to the Gen 3, the Knight Rider stuff, all of that.
Well, the Gen 3, they're an afterthought.
Yes. In the Gen 4, they actually thought about it, but I still can't put it up there with it works really well.
I only have PTSD from fixing the stupid gears.
Right.
But
so that's why it's stuck in your head.
GM decided to put plastic gears.
Oh yeah.
They're
cheaper.
Yeah, they're cheaper in the headlights, and they fail. And
That's
then
weird. In Ohio,
it's really expensive, weirdly,
Weird,
to
yeah.
get the aluminum gears because they don't fail.
Oh.
What a surprise.
So yeah, that one is one, and then this one near and dear to both of us is the MR2. Now both versions, the AW11 and the SW20. And which one you like?
I like the SW20 with the headlights up a lot more. AW11 it works because it's a wedge, but
Yeah,
they also have the afterthought appeal. Kind of, they're just generic bricks.
see, and I even though I own and race an AW11, I don't like it. The SW20 doesn't do anything for me either. Again, I'm not against it. It just doesn't do anything for me. I was hopeful, and I've looked at my MR2 enough. I've taken those headlights out half a dozen times each, and put them back in, and they work great. And I have LEDs in there now, and they're awesome. But I can't
see the SW20 for me. It works when you have the fog lights on and the headlights up because it's got the Miata style fascia. It's the happy fascia.
Happy fascia.
So
okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, you got the happy fascia. It works.
Yeah, it's happier than AW11, which is straight across.
Yeah.
It's happier than a lot of cars. Not as happy as the Miata. I don't think any car is as happy as the Miata.
No, and so we have one that we forgot to write down. Well, not necessarily. I think we're gonna get hate for this one for not liking it. Is NA1, NA2, NSX pre-facelift because it's got the 850 style, not as high up headlights, but
again, I'm going to put it in coin toss. I'm not going to put it in doesn't work. I'll put it in coin toss because I
But
think
it looks so much better with them down.
I think it also depends on the spec of the vehicle.
Sure.
So if you're a full race spec vehicle, racing
Oh,
at
yeah.
night, I'm okay with it. If you're a base model, I don't like it. That's just again, that's me. You guys come at me, bro. Come tell me why the NSX is so sleek and looks so great with the headlights up. First gen, second gen, or first gen.
For sure.
Yeah. Tell me. I'm all ears. Um, and then another one, and Bert came up with this and Geostorm. And I love the design.
They're such funky
I love the
cars.
design with them down when they go up and those little it's just a little headlight. It's
Yeah.
not a full 5x7. It's like a 3x6 or
Yeah, it's like the 4th gen TA headlights.
yeah, they're kind of small. It doesn't do anything for me. But Berg was jumping up and down. He's like, "This is so awesome, and it doesn't detract, and they're like
Well, because
halfway hidden."
it barely goes up. It's like
Yeah.
a little. It's like a Z31 300ZX. Like it
And I think
goes
that's
up
the
slightly.
other problem for me. It's a partial pop up.
Yeah,
It's like
it's
a
not a full pop.
60% pop up. It's not a full.
Yeah.
I think that's the other one that why I put it in the coin toss. But that was a cool idea because I wasn't even thinking of geostorms or any sort of input. And then the last one was today was the RX-7 FD.
Yeah.
And this is
Timeless design. I think it's better with the later, like the later fascia. So like
end of
Japanese
production.
spec and or 90, 95, 96 US spec. It just looks good, I think, with them up. But it's also really good with them down.
I'm okay with it. I'm not running out to buy an FD. I don't care what engine you put in it. And I'm
Stop the LS swaps.
Sun Kang, I love you, bro. I think you're awesome. Sorry about the FD. For me, it doesn't help to put the headlights on because I'm not a big fan of that body style to begin with. So then you throw up headlights and it's just like, I don't want it to begin with. And the headlights don't help it. So that one's going to be a coin toss because I know there's a ton of FD fans out there. If you guys like it, that's cool. That's on you. Go for it. For me, it is not working. I apologize.
What about MA70 Supra? So 3rd gen Supra. It's got the wedge factor, but looks better down, I think.
Let me see it because I'm looking at it in my head. Some of these I have in my head, and then I need to see like a 3/4 shot or, a down shot and an up shot. And yeah.
I mean, it kind of works.
Because of the length of the car, the proportions and stuff. I'm going to put that in a coin toss.
Yeah. Like, it's not bad.
It's not bad, and it's not overdone either. A lot of them, when they do a 5x7, they have this big housing.
Yeah.
So with this, it's a very small housing, and
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. I'm going to put it in a coin toss. You can put it wherever you'd like.
I like them.
You like them? Okay. So yeah, we'll.
But I'm also partial. Everyone thinks I'm stupid because I think 3rd gen Supras look better than 4th gen Supras. But
I like both. I'm okay with.
I like 80s cars. So.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the list so far. If you guys have something, I'm going to go through all the notes here on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook, and I'll reply to you guys. I cannot see anything from here. Yeah. It is all just microscopic. So I'll reply to you guys. I'm hoping you guys came up with some cool ones that we hadn't thought about. And
crap! I should put the stream up so we could answer questions.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. Please wait.
Yeah, it's a little late for that now.
We can do it. Hold on, we got this.
All right. Bert just had a great idea. Since we're looking at a laptop, mute.
I'm gonna turn that off.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, cool.
All right.
We got Liz. We got Joey.
Joey.
I think Booza.
Is it Joey Booza's here? Okay. We didn't say any Jeeps because the Jeeps don't have pop-ups. That was the other thing. We wanted a whole bunch of these vehicles, and we're like, they don't have any pop-ups.
All right, Liz is for the MK3.
Okay.
And the FD. Thank you, Liz. What about C5, C4?
Did we mention that Berg single? So C5, C4, not working for me. To me,
C5 I don't mind. C4 though, no. C4 is such a good design. Flat.
C4 with the quadruple backflip.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love the C4 design. I don't like the headlights. I don't like the pop-ups on the C4.
All right. And then FD, yes.
For me, it didn't even make it. The C4 and C5 didn't even make it into coin toss.
Wallace confirmed. Both cars don't drive great. FC is a better car.
FC, okay.
I think the FD just has all the fan views. It's
Oh, is that Alex?
timeless. Yeah.
Okay.
Similar.
Yeah.
And then, the 13B and everything. But
Alex, I'm sorry we missed you last night, man. You guys, since you had the pit pass, you were on the other side of the track.
which
And
we should have bought. It was
we-
only $10 more.
Yeah, but they were all sold out by the time we got there. Those things sold out in like 10 minutes. So next time I'll get in. Well, actually, won't be in early. I will be in the pits. So
He wants to enter in October.
oh,
we plan
right.
to. So
Yeah, Alex, we're already shopping for cars, seats, cages, all that stuff. So yeah.
yeah. Heck yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't think of anything else. Like, obviously, you have the weird like 70s, 80s Lambos, like the Jarma, the Silhouette, all those
Yalpa,
cars.
all that
I
stuff.
don't think it looks good, but
No. And you guys will tell us
yeah,
if we missed any. The one thing we couldn't come up with was Ford.
Probe. I like
Like I
the
said.
later Probe, like the one that you can get the awesome purple color with the headlights up. I think it looks good.
I will tell
But-
you a very funny story
Yeah.
about a Ford Probe. Do you want to know who used to drive a Ford Probe? He still might drive it.
Oh,
And he used to come to the studio every day. Not every day. When they were shooting, he would come every day. Little Steven from Bruce Springsteen's band.
why does he drive a Ford Probe?
When he was doing The Sopranos,
Yeah.
he would pull into the studio in a Ford Probe GT.
I mean, he's got good taste, but like
It was, I think it was either black or dark blue,
it's
and
purple.
had a little spoiler on the back. He had the tri-spokes.
Yeah.
I was like, aren't you in the East Street band?
Dude,
Shouldn't you have a limo
Yes.
drop you off? Or Bruce? No. So yeah, it was very, and by the way, just for the record, super nice guy. Really, really cool guy. Just very odd to see him pull up in a Ford Probe. I was not expecting that.
first gen Ford Probe, ugly as hell. Second gen,
And I can't do it with the Ford Probe.
it's a better Mazda.
yeah. Okay.
It's a Mazda 66. So
I can't do the Ford Probe. That one hurts a lot.
granted, that does look really good with them
I mean,
down.
we can do this for 6 hours, but we
Yeah.
figured we would start the discussion, get you guys in on it.
Yeah.
If you want to, you're welcome to share this, and hopefully we get other input from other people.
Alex, Saab's on it. I know. I already asked you.
He already, yeah, and I can't do the Saab. Saab designs are so hit and miss for me, and when I say hit and miss, I mean they either hit the bullseye on the dartboard or they hit Birmingham, Alabama. There's no like they were close and it fell on the wall or whatever. They're either dead bullseye or completely left field and so far out there that even Europeans are like, what are they doing? So I
But
love Saab, their
two-stroke.
engineering and all the stuff there, but
Two-stroke V4.
oh
Come
God.
Front wheel drive.
On a motorcycle, that's cool. On car, not as cool.
How can we make this car as complicated as humanly possible while keeping it simple?
God.
Saab.
Yeah. Is that their ad? How can we
Probably.
make this car as complicated as Saab?
Well, that's like all the later Saabs. GM gave them like the base Impala or whatever. And they were like, yeah, no, we're going to take every single thing off it, change everything in the suspension,
Yep.
put a new body on it. And
Yeah.
typical.
We're gonna
Swedish
make our
fashion.
own. We're gonna make our own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No wonder GM killed them.
Yeah, good job. So yeah, if you guys have ideas on what we should add to the list or stuff that should be crossed off the list,
Yeah.
definitely post up. And if you want to, you can go to YouTube. You're welcome to share this. Put it in other groups. There's some folks that may have other ideas. You're welcome to do that too. I'd definitely love to hear it. We'll do a follow up. I'm going to keep this list, and we'll do some follow ups. We'll make adjustments, and we'll see if we can find, more cars that work. I don't
Yeah.
think there is an absolute best, like the best car with pop ups ever. I think there's maybe going to be a top 10.
There is. It's Testarossa.
See, I think it's Miata.
It's not.
See, and
It's
that's where
the Testarossa.
that's where we have more of these debates, and we,
There
we
is
bring
no
out the
doubt the
positive-
Testarossa looks 1,000 times better with the headlights up. The Miata looks great either way,
The Miata looks great with the headlights up too.
but it doesn't look 1,000 times better.
Well, I don't think the Testarossa looks 1,000 times better. I
Oh,
think
it
it
does.
looks better with the headlights up, but not 1,000 times. See, we can do this for 6 hours, but I think we can do like a really cool top 5 or top 10 list.
Yeah.
By breaking stuff down with simple designs or some cool history. Like the Stratos has a really cool history. It has those obnoxious bulbs up front, and then you add on the rally lights, and you don't care.
Mhm.
You don't care about these huge 7-inch bulbs. And then what do they have, like 9-inch for the CBs, the
Yeah,
off-road?
they're
They were just massive, and it was like turning on the sun. Those things were so bright. So yeah, you have stuff like that has history behind it that is kind of cool. And then you have just straight up bizarro designs like the Sazetta, and then there's a lot of stuff that you can factor in, and you can make a really cool list. So we'll keep distilling this down until we have like a top 5 or a top 10. But I'll tell you right now, Testarossa and Miata will be on that list.
Oh yeah,
just because their success with pop-ups, that's how it works. So I appreciate you guys hanging out, and hopefully you enjoyed this. I know this is normally a little long for my lives and for the YouTube channel. And normally you guys like to see me working on cars and doing cool stuff with cars, but we're waiting for clear coat to dry. So, we're like, hey, clear coat can dry. What do we do? And I wanted to get on with you guys and get something going here. So hopefully this is a fun discussion. And it's also, you guys can interact. You can send me messages back and let me know what works, what doesn't work. Throw me ideas and shoot me a message, send me a picture, send me a picture of what you think works, and we'll go from there. We'll add it on the next stream that Berg and I do together. We've got a bunch of other stuff coming up. We didn't go to Sebring today. We're going to Sebring in 2 weeks. We're going to Sebring
HSR
for HSR, and then we have the 12 hours of Sebring, which is March 27th.
No, 17th, 15, 16.
March 15th and 16th.
Which we may have some Ohio folks down here.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Hopefully we have some friends down here, and we can do something like this and discuss more pop-ups with people who own Miatas that don't have pop-ups.
Oh, that's true.
So if he owns a Miata and it doesn't have pop-ups,
so Alex, do you think, Brian DePaul,
yeah, do you think he would vote for the NA or he would vote against the NA?
That's a good question.
That's the other thing. We should have Alex from the YouTube channel. He should come down too and get in this big roundtable discussion, because he's also a Miata guy.
Yeah.
So he can be the.
We should do the next one as well in the garage, facing the Viper on one side and the Miata on the other, because they're distant cousins.
Just do the 2 cameras.
Yeah, exactly.
Split screen facing.
Yeah.
Or just have the camera like rotate as it's going around. Yeah. We'll do something fun like that, just so we can kind of make this cool list and pass it along.
Yeah.
And keep refining it and distilling it down. So hopefully you guys like this. This was supposed to be fun and just a simple Sunday. And as you can see, it's absolutely beautiful here in Florida.
It's the pro of living in Florida.
And yeah, I'm sorry that it's 77 degrees outside. My pool is 71 degrees. So sorry you guys are freezing up north. I might have to go put another pair of shorts on. So thanks everyone for watching today, and hopefully you had a good time with it. If you have any questions, comments, whatever, definitely put them down there. I'll get back to you guys as soon as I can. And I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everyone subscribing on YouTube and all the followers on Instagram and Facebook. You guys are great. I love getting those notifications. Those are fun. Mm-hmm. So don't forget to show someone that you love them today. Give them a kiss on the cheek. Give them a kiss on the tip of their nose, on the nose of their car. And hold their hand, give it a squeeze. And it's just remember, it's really important for them, but it is far more important for you than you. All right. Thanks, everyone. We'll catch you next time.
Cool.
Let's go. We'll take care of some clear coat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yellow.
Oh, yeah. You should do that a little louder.